Hello, good evening, and welcome to the live Hemingway Jones Fountain Pen show in a very special edition. Do you remember when they used to have shows that there was a very special episode? It was usually something really sentimental. It was like on a very special episode. Well, that's what we're doing tonight. And maybe it is a little sentimental. I mean, you've all been on this journey with me now. I'll recapsulate it now. We're not going to really get bogged down with a lot of other stuff. We're going to get right into the main topic, and that is in this giant box. It's a giant box. I believe is the Montblanc SCHREIBERLING Wes Anderson Fountain Pen. Now, if I open it and it's not in here, it would be like Geraldo Rivera opening up Al Capone's vault. So let's all hope that's what's in here. Though, judging by the addresses, that's what should be in here. So it will be very exciting when we open this. But I do want to recap, let's go with that, the brief story of how this all came to be. So it was in May or so of 2024 when Montblanc announced that they were issuing a Wes Anderson fountain pen. They didn't give very much details. They did show it, and it looks rather diminutive but interesting. I think that's a fair characterization. And they didn't have anything like the price or anything else. I put up a short that got a ton of views where I compared it to Buddy from Elf. Because the colorization is very similar to Buddy's costume in that great Christmas movie. But so the way that they were offering it is that you had to sign up, and then they put you on a list, and then from that list they would then tell you that it was available for purchase, and then you had to wait for fulfillment. So in May they announced it was coming. In November, when I was in Italy, in Venice specifically, that morning, I received an email and a voice message saying that I was on the list ready to purchase the pen if I wanted it. It was $2,600 and change, which is very, very pricey. By the way, I do want to take a moment to thank everyone who is here live. I didn't know if anyone would show up. We're usually not taping on this night. This is usually when I'm editing my other videos that you get to see on a weekly basis. It's usually now. So I decided to go live instead to share this giant box from Montblanc shortly. So thank you all for being here. I see the likes going up and I appreciate it. And if you're watching the replay, please like and please subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know how crazy you think I am and whether or not I should keep this pen. And we'll get to that in a few moments. So there I am. I'm in Venice. It's beautiful. I'm in a beautiful hotel. I'm looking out at the Bridge of Sighs right where we stayed, and they say, well, would you like this? And at first I thought it was a scam, to be honest. I don't trust anyone. I'm a banker, and you have to be wary of anyone asking you for money. So I found a number independently and verified it, and yes, lo and behold, it was indeed them. So I gave them my Amex, they charged it, and it's always a lot of fun to spend an extra almost $3,000 when you're on vacation already with your family, spending like drunken sailors. Except for my daughter who's 8. She can't be a drunken sailor, an enthusiastic sailor. So that was no fun, but what was driving me, beside being a fan of Wes Anderson, and for those that may not know who he is, although I'd be surprised, I hope you guys know who he is. He's a film director with a very specific and interesting and compelling visual vocabulary that is very color coded. It relies on a lot of symmetry. It sort of undermines your resistance to it by using very twee images that makes you feel that you're watching something of less significance than what you're actually watching, and then you watch this film and it becomes emotionally devastating, like the Royal Tannenbaums, which affects me deeply. I think anyone who lost their dad early always has trouble with daddy things. You know, most guys. So I can admit that to you. Very powerful film, very heavily leaning on J.D. Salinger. Fantastic film. Other films like, what is it called? The Grand Budapest Hotel, which once again uses these stories within a story with maybe a reliable narrator. Maybe the details are fuzzier or become romanticized with age. It's a writer telling a story of a guy he met who's telling a story of people he knew when he was a very young man. So it's always these layered stories, and I feel like all of his films sort of reached an emotional crescendo with what's it called, Atomic City. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Asteroid City, where the grief and the emotional turmoil in the film is so great it actually breaks the film, and you leave the film. The characters actually exit and have flashback conversations trying to address this incredible loss. I found that incredibly affecting, very effective. So just a really interesting, very specific directorial storytelling style. Something I think you know that I am very passionate about is telling stories and trying to express myself through these films, which mean a lot to me. I always put my heart and full person into these stories that I share with you. So, Wes Anderson sort of crossing into fountain pens was too compelling for me to let go without being a part of it. Whether or not I stay a part of it is another story, and I guess we'll know that shortly. I'm about to open this. But I do want to tell the rest of the story. So I ordered it in November of 2024. So that's a good 5-6 months after I signed up. And then it was supposed to be delivered on the edge of May 2025. That did not happen. Now, there are certainly issues now. The whole trade system in the world is disrupted by tariffs coming from the United States, as I'm sure you know. I mean, prices everywhere are rising dramatically, and, you know, we're all paying much more taxes than we ever have, so, as Americans. So that, I'm sure, had something to do with it. And probably also just poor planning on the part of Montblanc. I'm not going to defend them. I don't feel like they handled a lot of this very well. They sort of identified some of their most passionate supporters and purchasers and alienated us. So that's a problem when you try to make somebody feel special by giving them access to something and you take a lot of their money. And then instead of over-delivering, you under-deliver. And May became June, which became July. And then I finally got a call last week. And even that wasn't perfect. They called and they said, hey, your Montblanc pen is imminent. It's ready any day now. You will get a call from the boutique next. But would you like it shipped, or do you want it kept at the boutique? And I had a decision, because part of me was thinking at that point of just scrapping the whole enterprise, even though I really wanted to make a video for you all in sort of a Wes Andersonian style. Now I'm off on vacation. I won't have a chance to do that. And that makes tonight very special, because this may be the last time you see it. Tomorrow it goes into the safe, in my safe deposit box, off-site. So I definitely wanted to share it with you now. Now, of course, I could pull it back out and do something with it later if I decide to keep it, but I'm still working on that. So they called and they said, you'll be hearing from the boutique. Would you like it delivered? Do you want it to stay at the boutique? And I said, why don't you deliver it? So, fantastic. they didn't make it sound like it was going out immediately. That was, I think, last Friday, and it looked like it shipped on Monday from Boston, which is where the boutique is, in the Prudential Center, or is it in Copley? I always forget. I've been there a bunch of times. It all blends in. There's a bridge that connects them, so it all blends in. I think it's in Copley. Yeah, I think it's in Copley. Maybe somebody can tell me in the chat. Regardless, it's 100 Huntington Ave. They sent it, and FedEx went to drop it off on Wednesday. My wife was home. She doesn't remember hearing anyone knock at the door. She parks in the garage. So I think FedEx assumed we weren't home and left a slip, you're not home, so we'll try again. Thursday, they tried again. Neither of us were home. Well, I was at work. She was at work. And then Friday, I work from home. So I actually left the garage door open. I left my door ajar in the study here, in the Hemingway room. We call this the Hemingway room. And lo and behold, I connected with FedEx, and I have this glorious box. So now I have to decide whether or not I want to keep it. And I'm not sure I'm going to decide that in the context of this video. Once again, guys, I really appreciate all of you being here. This is pretty exciting for me to see that I could draw a crowd without any kind of a preamble. Usually there's 2 days to prepare, and you guys know when I go live. So this is super fun. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. And if you're watching the replay too, please interact. Like it, comment. Even if you want to criticize something, just be charming. That's the best way. It's always funny to get criticism if it's really clever. So either way, I can handle it. All right, I think the moment has arrived. My camera situation's a little different. I put it up on kind of far away so you could see a little more. So you're going to catch the edge of my laptop and stuff, but I don't think it matters. You can try to scan this if you want to find something, but these are generic. They're just from them. So you're not going to get anything but the shipper. I took out the who it's going to. This, by the way, is a Spyderco. Beautiful knife. I wanted a special knife for a special box. So this is a big moment. I'm kind of excited, but I'm also sort of, I don't know. I also, wow, this is going through like butter. I'm also of mixed feelings. Can I say that? Let me talk to you guys for a second. I'm sorry. I know I'm doing the thing where I delay it, but I don't mean to. This is just me talking to you guys. Do you know what it's like when you sort of have a dream of something and you have all these expectations? So I really wanted to get this pen. I wanted to make a really super charming and interesting video for everyone. And I wanted it to be really special and sort of have this kind of luxurious experience with me and with Montblanc and all that. And it turned out to be more of a hassle, very prolonged in the shipping, very confused as to where they were on sending it out, and also with it arriving this week, a little stressful. It kind of got to the point where I was like, well, if it gets shipped back, it gets shipped back. I don't really care. So sometimes you get what you want, and it's not very fulfilling. And I think on this channel, I have a lot of threads that happen like this. If you remember, my Montblanc 146 with the calligraphy nib was a dream pen. It was a Grail pen. When it arrived, I hated it. And it was this sort of hollowing out, extreme disappointment from a Grail pen, and we could be there again. To be honest, I think this experience has colored my whole experience with Montblanc a bit, darkened it. I consider myself a Montblanc fanboy, but it's waning a bit, and this is a big part of it. So this could be redemptive, or it could scuttle the whole enterprise. I really don't know which, but I'm getting more curious about other pens and other pen makers these days. So that is a direct consequence of these kind of interactions. All right, let me go back to the cutting. I'm sorry, I know I'm doing that thing I do. Ooh, butter. Butter. Look at this, guys. I'll tell you who I'm not upset with. Spyderco. Okay, there's some kind of letter here. I'm just going to pull it out. I'm just going to take a look off camera just to make sure I'm not doxing myself or anything. Okay, so this is a receipt. Yep, okay. I'm going to hold on to that because I might need it. It does have my address and everything. Now, the one way, too, I was able to duck tariffs for this particular pen is because, see, I use this and now I'm annoyed that I got a little bit of tape on there, but I'm going to wash it. But that's me. I'm very OCD about these things. So the way I was able to get around tariffs is that I paid for it already. So this was paid in November, and it was shipped to the boutique and not to me, straight. So I wouldn't be responsible for tariffs, which is nice. Also, did I mention before, I believe I did in the last live, that the person I spoke with from Montblanc said that part of the delay was because they were waiting for the manufacturer. And I said to them, aren't you the manufacturer? And she didn't like that. I mean, she really didn't react too much to that. But she was like, oh, yeah, us. So we have paper. Very nice. Ooh, paper. Huh. Now this is interesting. It's just sort of kitty corner in here. Can you see this? There you go. That's kind of, sorry for the noise. I guess a little bit of ASMR. But look at this. It's sort of kitty corner and not in a good way. It's just kind of shoved in there. So now we have another box. And it says, Wes Anderson for Montblanc, the SCHREIBERLING, limited edition, 1969, AU 750. I believe that stands for gold. If I'm not mistaken, that is the percentage of gold. And then over here, this is really interesting. It says notebook number 148, Wes Anderson, in Comfort Green. Tin box, Wes Anderson. SCHREIBERLING. Ruler, Wes Anderson. Coffret. I don't know what that means. Ink cartridges, Wes Anderson. Green, 1-pack. And fountain pen, the SCHREIBERLING. And then it tells you where everything was made. It's kind of interesting. So the notebook is made in Italy. The tin box is made in Italy. The ruler is made in Italy. The ink cartridges are from Austria. And the pen is made in Germany. Well, that's nice to see. Nothing made in China, at least. Although China does have the best manufacturing in the world, as we know. Okay. Do we need a drum roll? That's a terrible drum roll. Oh well. By the way, you can see my whole desk. It's kind of fun, right? Now I'm just stretching it out. I am! I love these moments. I'm only going to have one of these. Matter of fact, I might take myself off in case I want to use this. Let me see. All right. I might need this footage if I do an actual video on it. Are you guys enjoying this? I hope so. I'm having a blast. All right, let's do it. Ooh, okay. More packaging. Wow, this thing's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy, guys. Wow. Okay. This is exciting now. Ooh. I think it's upside down. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe it's not upside down. Okay, maybe it's this way. I really don't know. I think I'm going to go back in. I think you guys should be able to see my face, right? Is it more fun to see me? This might be all I do. Okay, I think this is the right way. This is one hell of a box. You gotta hand it to them. Oof, that doesn't sound good. All right, let's see what's going. Let's see what's doing. Whew. All right, this is a big moment. Ah! The suspense is terrible. I hope it will last. All right, somebody hold my hand. Can somebody hold my hand? It's somebody in the chat. Just mentally hold my hand, please. All right, this is a big moment. Ready? Okay. Well, see, this is kind of bad because the pen did get a little like dislodged because there's an extra thing in there. Boy, that's a tiny thing. Boy, that's a tiny, tiny pen. Now, I'll say this about it. I don't have to be too concerned that it's dislodged because it's wrapped in plastic. So, it's going to be fine. So there's a notebook, which is very nice. There's another notebook, which also looks very nice. I can't get it out. And then there's this cool ruler thing, which is very, very nerdy and nice. Completely useless, but pretty nice. And then there's ink cartridges, which I'm going to leave there. But let's look at the pen. It's tiny, guys. When I tell you it's tiny, I mean it's tiny. It's tiny. It might be smaller than a Bohem. Now, it's wrapped in plastic, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take a look at it and make sure it's tip-top. Because if it's not, that's reason enough to send it back. But I just want to make sure. Taking the glasses off. Don't be afraid. It's still me. Don't be afraid. It's only me. Okay. This is what I do, guys, by the way. I don't know if you all do this. I have these loops on my Amazon store, and there's a link in the channel description. If you want one for yourself, I highly recommend them. I always look over every pen I get to make sure it's flawless. And this is really the only way that you know. It helps the channel if you pick one up, but don't feel pressure. Okay. Looking. There's not even a scratch on the top. It's perfect. I must look silly, but it's kind of what you do. There's plastic everywhere. It's a medium. I think they're all mediums. Okay. Let's open it up. Does it screw? There's a pull. Oh, it pulls. Okay. So this is the important part. I want to make sure the nib's flawless. Now, one of the things that's very cool about this is it has a heritage nib. That's kind of a big deal. Oh my gosh, that nib is gorgeous. Whoa. But it's asymmetric, which is kind of weird, and it has Wes Anderson's actual scribbles on it. But it's flawless. It's shiny and beautiful. And flawless. Wow. The back is perfect. There's a number here. Fountain pen, 1301. So I didn't get a very good number. I got 1301 out of 1969. 1301. It's brushed. The grip is brushed. And it says Montblanc, and there's a serial number. It's flawless, which is nice. Yeah, okay. So, let's take a look. So you obviously have to post this pen. I'm doing so very lightly. I'm guessing it snaps. I'm not going to take it that far. I'm very I'm very cautious because I don't think I'm keeping it. I'll be honest. It's freaking tiny. Even posted, it's smaller than a Bohem. It's tiny. Open it up, and it's a cartridge, so nothing too dramatic there. Tiny. Actually, if I were being honest, which I am always honest, I'd have to say it's too big. I mean, excuse me, too small for my hand. And it is. It's too small for my hand. It's well made. It feels substantial. It's I should have brought my scale, but it's got some weight to it. Some unexpected weight. The green is really pretty. I don't like green, but I'll have to admit, it works somehow. I'm not sure it screams Wes Anderson, but it works. It works. I like the red star. This should go under here, methinks. So, oh, you know what? I think this is the notebook. I think that's probably the owner's manual or something. I guess this is it. What do you guys think? Honestly, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. This is like almost $2,900. I think it's 2,800 and change. What do you think? Should I keep it? I'm torn. I'm not sure. There's part of me that's thinking it'll be a good investment because there's two schools of collectors here. Wes Anderson folks and Montblanc folks. And there's a very limited number of these. 1,969 units. It's limited. It's not that limited. You know, that's a decent sized pen run. But it's not like it's repetitive. It's going to happen once. So, I just don't know. I mean, there's part of me that's thinking I could return it and get another Waterman Edison and a Urushi. A nice Namiki. Or just a super nice Namiki. Which might be more my thing. I don't know if I'm going to ink this. I don't usually buy pens for investments. I think it's kind of vulgar. I've never bought something, or at least a fountain pen. I mean, I certainly have investments, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. But I've never bought a fountain pen thinking it would ever be worth something because we all know they're normally not. Some of them hold on to their values and some more than others. Certainly a 149, it's going to be worth something forever. But this I thought might actually appreciate, and that was another reason why I thought, well, maybe I'll just buy it. But I'm not wholly comfortable with the idea of holding it for investment. If I'm not going to write with it, I feel like it just kind of needs to have a home with someone who's going to use it. But is anyone going to write with these things? I don't know. Maybe super fans of the brand or the director. I honestly don't know. I will say, if I'm being completely honest, there's no way this thing is worth 2,800 and change. I don't care about the exclusivity or the Wes Anderson connection. I mean, you know, the limited amounts, I suppose. But I mean, this is a very diminutive pen. It doesn't even really fit in my hands. It would never be comfortable for me to write with. I'm really curious what you guys think in the comments and on the chat. I'm gonna look at some now and put them up on the screen and see what you guys are thinking. Karen Webster, hello Karen, delighted to have you here. Says I'm sorry, but I would send it back. Okay, thank you, Karen. Jesse Schuyler, hi Jesse, says I would definitely write with it. Jesse, you are a legend. Well done. I figure you write with it, it's going wicked down in value. So I think you'd have to like it to write with it. And I'm not sure I like it. Ryan McCassey. Hi, Ryan. Says, honestly, for a Wes Anderson collab, I would love to see a slightly more intricate design a la Grand Budapest design language. Can't argue with that. David says, you said it's tiny. Is it Lilliput small? No, it's not Lilliput small. But it's in that neighborhood. It's tiny. It's got more girth. The Bohème is more substantial than this. So that's a problem, I think, for me. Let me see what else you guys say. Thomas Quinn says, I would return it and get an Edson in its place. Yeah, I could do something like that, Tom. I do have my Edson and it's pretty grand. I don't know if I need another one, but I do think of that sometimes. So my lovely friend, Kurt Geisinger, who I lost your comment, Kurt. Ah, here it is. If you're in doubt over a $2,800 pen, send it back. Yeah, you know, it'd be neat if I did, and then someone else ends up with the 1301. They know it's the Hemingway Jones one, if anyone cares. I'm sure that adds about 5 cents to its value. Jade, who has a very long comment, so I'm not going to put it on the screen, but Jade says, the box is the coolest part. I would send it back. So much money to hold on to. You could get a watch with that. I could. You know, it's almost the price of my Cartier. This was around $5. So, yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Martin says it just doesn't scream Wes Anderson to me. John says more novelty than useful tool. That's very true, John. I do feel that myself. That's part of why I'm having trouble. I'm certainly not bonding to it. It's not like I'm so excited I can't wait to ink it up. I'm very constricted. I'm very conflicted is what I meant to say. It's well made, but yeah, I don't know. He used a $2,800 roller to measure it. Funny, Kevin. Well done. Love it. Love it. Carrie asked what my favorite Wes Anderson movie is. I think it has to be The Royal Tannenbaums. That means so much to me, that film. Lisa. Hi, Lisa Evans says, you get better pens for the money. I agree. I'm not going to disagree with you. So, I mean, the other thing I might do is just return it and just hold on to the money. No one says I have to spend it on a pen. I could just return it and have $3,000 more. You know, I don't know. I mean, part of me is like the money's already out the door, but you know, I could do that. Robert Moore says, I'd be more excited to see you unbox a Namiki. I might too. I don't know. It's a little anticlimactic, to be honest. The experience wasn't perfect. The marketing's impressive. This is a beautiful box. I know that sounds silly, but Schreiberling, designed by Wes Anderson, very nice job there. The pen itself, though, it's just so tiny. So silly tiny. And all these implements are kind of cute, but I mean, I bought a Montblanc 14900 year, and my buddy over in Italy at Stilograph, what's that called? Stilograph? Oh, I always forget the name of his shop. It's the one by the Vatican. Sent me a notebook, a Montblanc notebook anyway. So I don't really need it. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I guess the story's not completely over because I haven't really decided what I'm going to do, but it's very anticlimactic. I'm not really feeling the feels. I think I might reflect on it for a couple days and then do what I'm going to do, and I'm sure I'll keep you all informed. I'll be heading to Chicago next week. I'm sure I'll be streaming live from then, but yeah, I don't know. There it is. It's a dream fulfilled. What do we think of it? Jesse Schuyler, Wes Anderson's a tiny dude. Indeed he is. It's reflected in his pen. So, yeah, I don't know. I do have that sense of disappointment. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm having trouble even articulating it. But I don't feel on any level excited about this. Logically, I might think, oh, maybe it's a good investment or whatever, but there's no part of me that's fired up about this or inspired, which is the point of everything I do in the fountain pen world. I think it's probably going back. I'll probably drive it to the boutique some point myself. I probably won't even work with shipping. I'd be too afraid. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Richard says way too small. Thank you. I'll tell you, you guys are... Robert Moore says, thanks for sharing so promptly. Thank you. You guys are actually more negative than I thought you'd be. And I don't mean that pejoratively. I just mean that I kind of wanted to get a sense of what you all thought, although I'm very independent minded, so I'm still going to do what I want to do. And I did get this too, mostly for the channel. I had hoped to review it, and I would have inked it up and done a whole charming Wes Andersonian thing. But I'm kind of surprised how negative you guys are against. What color ink is included? It's green, Shin. Green ink. And I share your sentiments. So believe me, I'm not saying that in any way, shape to reflect negatively on you. I think it's kind of universal. When you look at this, it's self-evidently stupid. Isn't it? Am I wrong? Is there really no rationalizing it? Hey, look, you can see the tip of my camera. I feel like there's no way of rationalizing this one or spinning it. I think it's self-evidently a waste. It's just not for somebody passionate about these things. It's meant for somebody to collect or somebody who just doesn't mind kind of throwing $3,000 around, which I am not. I'm usually very conservative with my money. Donald appreciates the style, but not for him. Scott Lasky, my brother in arms. Return it, get your money back, and buy a pen at Atlas next week. Sincerely, that's actually not a bad plan. Here's St. Elmo disagreeing with me a little bit. No problem with that. Not stupid, just underwhelming. Yeah. I mean stupid in the price I paid for something underwhelming. I don't mean to be like, that's stupid, man, you know. Not in this case. So Maria says, not stupid, just so disappointing by the time you waited, and it's underwhelming. You can do better. Yeah, I agree. Um, Karen says that's not $3,000 worth of anything. I agree, and that's kind of what you're getting from me. So, I guess on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. I'm not sure where this goes next. I have a feeling it might be going back. My next inclination is just to put it back in the box. That might be the most telling thing at all of all. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure this will fit in my safe deposit box. I think the pen would, but I'll figure something out. Might lock it in my office. Shane, don't feel bad. This has happened to me more than once. Sincerely, me too. You guys saw me with the Montblanc 146. Smoking Papa Cat, my new friend. Totally agree with Scott. I agree. Thank you. So I appreciate all your comments, guys. I think we're all in agreement that it's just not worth it. I might kick myself if I see these selling for $5-6 next year, but what are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it, but I will let you know what I ultimately decide, because this channel is a conversation and it's always evolving. So if you made it to this point, please subscribe. That's really what I ask the most. Next week's going to be interesting. I'll be in Chicago, so I will be live probably later in the week, not Tuesday. And then there's a new video going up next week on 20 things that I think are cool, which I think you'll like. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching my journalism video. It looks pretty popular with you guys. It's 3 journaling techniques you can try now that will change your life. And very positive response. I appreciate it. If you haven't caught it, please catch it now. And thank you for watching this very special edition of the Hemingway Jones Live Pen Show, titled An Incredible Disappointment. And now on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I promise you we'll see each other again further up the road, perhaps returning a fountain pen at the Montblanc boutique. So take care and see you soon.